They hail from
Your
Malaysia,
team is
and they
banned.
will be fighting against Burmese Ghouls hailing from Myanmar.
And they immediately eliminated the Kufra from Burmese Ghouls. Again, the early game potential for that Kufra, the early game CC, they are negating it right now. And they're probably setting up for a good mage here that can have an easy time in the mid lane without this Kufra.
So the thing is, Team Axis Esports, they're from the MYSG qualifiers. Well, actually not the qualifiers, MYSG MPL, and they have qualified
Your
for
team
M1
is
after
banned.
placing 4th place during the whole playoffs. So they lost against Resurgence after a very close 2-1 victory by Resurgence during MPL Season 4 of MYSG.
But again, you can never be too sure if it's Mobile Legends, man. Right now, Burmese Ghouls banning the Kimi, removing the early jungle invade from Team Axis Esports.
Yeah.
What is the answer to this? Chango is open. And there you go, the classic
Your
Gaja
team
Kufra
is
ban, the
banned.
double K.
The double K.
The double K.
So now, Burmese Ghouls should be considering banning out the Grok this time, or the Export. And of course, Axis Esports, whoever gets a chance to take that Grok or Export, for sure will get it. So Axis Esports definitely will be considering and hinging their lineup onto that first pick.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're live in YouTube Gaming. As you've said, Xborg, very high ban rate, especially in day number 1. I think we have not, we did not see any Xborg highlight plays.
Yeah, because Xborg is usually banned. We only saw Xborg once.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. Of
There
course, Harith is going to be the choice. This is interesting for Burmese Ghouls, right? Because they know that the first pick belongs to Axis Esports. And instead of giving away one of the 2 top bans like the Grok and the Export, they chose to give both so that they will open it up. This means that Axis Esports, they will have to choose this time. Is it gonna be the Grok or the Xborg or the Hylos?
Yeah, the Hylos is what I've been thinking right now. It is very successful. Yesterday, just baiting out skills and then using the Glorious Pathway to get away. And sometimes they do layer it with the Revitalize. Yeah. So, but as you said, it's the Export. So Axis Esports, they do have the security of sustaining the side lane, especially having the Firaga armor on Xborg.
Sure. That's Xborg, and of course the Grok, like we said,
an answer.
It's either Xborg or Grok, and Burmese Ghouls will have it. Now Hylos is there.
Yeah.
It is available and it will be picked. Exactly. Prediction 100%.
Prediction 100%. So, you have the Grok, you have the Hylos. What is the main counter? Probably they will pick true damage, carry or a Lunox.
Should be carry.
Should be carry right now.
And then you go for maybe a Thanos.
Another support or another sustain lane. I think it should be a support.
You kind of need attack this time, so it probably is the Akai for Axis Esports so that it will not be banned by Burmese Ghouls. Or maybe get their mid laner this time. Like you said, the Lunox is available. Maybe they will consider Chango this time because they are afraid of it, but of
I
course.
think, more damage. More damage.
Your team
and this is scary
picking.
because Axis Esports now investing into the late game for the Scary and this Lunox. The more HP you have, the harder the damage it gets.
Yeah, I think that they will consider the Chango this time because it might be banned out.
Yeah.
So the idea here is Burmese Ghouls should look for a Durance carrier. And definitely Chango is one of those candidates to actually hold the Durance. And it makes a lot of sense this time. And you know what, Manjin, we have predicted everything.
Predicted everything, man. 100% predict.
100% prediction.
Predictions since yesterday, bro.
Since yesterday.
Since yesterday, we're on a roll right now. Okay, so what do they ban? For Team Burmese Ghouls, the Masha and the Granger is still open for the taking. So I think if they want that cover up type of play style, They do want this, but that is dangerous because again, 8% magic damage from the Lunox.
Based on the HP.
Yeah, based on the HP, the Lunox second skill plus that percent damage, the 4% extra proc from the true damage from the carry is
Your
their
team
main
is
tool
banning.
to deal with this Masha pick or probably the Grok pick and of course the Hylos in the front line. So for Team Axis, they will ban out the last remaining late game hero, which is the Claude. So the Granger is the only one left.
Maybe
as the S tier marksman.
Granger makes a lot of sense for Burmese Ghouls. I think they will consider banning out a tank this time. Like for example, get the Akai out or the Lolita. So that it will not be available for Axis Esports to get because they can counter it. Another option is the Baksha, which we saw yesterday. Which kind of is good against the Burmese Ghouls, but instead they're going to go and ban out the Valier this time.
Okay, so I think they will go all in. The main problem for the Valier here is that it can negate an immediate dive because of the pushback of the Searing Flames. They will probably go for an assassin right now or a fighter still to match up with the Glorious Pathway mobility.
Jawhead.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That is a fighter.
Picking.
It's a Jawhead. So they will go for pick-offs right now.
They will definitely go for pick-offs this time. Axis Esports, they will go for Lolita. Lolita makes a lot of sense against the Chango. But what I like about this is Jawhead is actually an answer to the Lolita. We will explain later. Masha is going to be the pick. So the idea here is, imagine, when you go for the Jawhead, you go for the ejector, and you put the ejector up, the Lolita Bulwark will be negated. It's automatic. It will be cancelled. That's because of the knock-up.
Yeah, because of the knock-up. And plus, I do feel that the Jawhead is a good substitute for the Kaja. It is a good option. The ejector is not an ultimate. It has a low cooldown, so every time this ejector is up, for sure Burmese Ghouls will try to force out fights. So they will go for the crits right now as they will pick the Bruno. So for this game, for game number 1, I do feel that both of the teams adjusted on how the way they drafted.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot as well.
Yeah, I think that if you think about it, Burmese Ghouls have really a very good control, very good idea of how they drafted, right? The order of picks. They get the best tanks first, and then they go for the Chango. There's a good answer, however, from Burmese Ghouls. That was Lunox.
Yeah, I do feel
Axis. I mean,
I do feel that Burmese Ghouls, they baited out the Lolita pick.
Definitely.
Because of the Jawhead that they have. Yes.
They aren't scared of the Lolita anymore because they have the Jawhead. And they last picked the Bruno, which makes a lot of sense this time because it has so much damage in it. So much big chunks of damage instead of those very small damage types, like for example the Claude or the carry.
But let's see, because that's actually hard to do, especially if you need to target one using your ejector as a player. But again, these guys are pro players. So what am I saying right now? All right.
Yeah, definitely they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Of course, it's all up to the supports here for this game. And I do like it because we did see a bait battle for that draft. Here we go. On to the Celestial Palace. Game number 1 for day number 2. Luong will be using the carry Scott as the X4, Grin as the Lunox, Evil X will be using the Lolita, and Lassie will be using the Mash.
On the other side, you have Burmese Ghouls. It's gonna be maybe on this tank Rock. It's Ice on this Hylos. Actually, it's Kid on this Chango. It's PV and DV on this Jawhead, and Ace on the Bruno.
Alright, so in the mid lane, we do have a little bit of pokes here from the Grok and Kid, but I do like what Axis Esports is doing. They are giving Long the time of his life. This will of course go to the Lunox, but right now Carry, having the Bounty Hunter, will get a good amount of XP to deal with this Jawhead in the bottom lane. So if the Carry goes level 4 before 2 minutes, the Lolita can just immediately leave him be and enjoy his time here in the bottom lane.
Now they will try to take this river crab and are able to take it for sure. They're forcing out the Joy this time. They're diving towards it. They will go for, of course, the unstoppable force. Well, that is happening up top already. There's a push on the turret, which is very, very quick.
Very quick, very quick, very fast. But both of these teams having the same plan at the same time. Unfortunately for Access Esports, the turtle will spawn in the top lane. So right now, I think they don't need to set it up because BURMESE Ghouls has the map advantage. Plus, they are now having their early boots, so they can rotate very quickly in the top. So as we can see, the Bruno and Ice is setting up for this objective take as they will push out the tower.
Yeah, I think it's very important for anyone, particularly for BURMESE Ghouls, to secure all of the turrets against their enemies, because what it does is it gives you map control. At least it increases your real estate in the game.
There you go, like we said. But again, this is the early game damage coming in from Rin. The Order of Chaos really paying off.
This is a lot of damage, of course, coming out from this Lunox. And there's a lot of pressure, however, from BURMESE Ghouls in the middle. Export will be here to defend, as well as the Lolita.
Initiate retreat!
And they will just retreat this time, but they have the damage onto the Grok. Grok, however, runs away. Very, very tanky.
Navy survives, even popping that movement speed sprint. There you go. The turtle for an exchange for a kill. I will always take that. But again, Team BURMESE Ghouls having more experience, especially in the international scene. They do lead by around 1,000 right now, and Kid is at level 7.
Launch attack.
They will probably go for the immediate Ring of Durance or a burst item.
Yeah, Durance for sure. Let's see how they will utilize this early lead coming up from the Chango, but instead they will just secure the crab. There is the ejector. There you go. They want to go for the core this time.
Whoa!
But of course, a very nice usage of the wild charge to stop the bulwark.
That is part 2 of the death of Team Access Esports. As again, we've said this in the early game, you will pick the Jawhead for picks. For pickups. And that is going to be an objective here in the bottom lane for Team BURMESE Ghouls. And they do want to shut down the space being created too long. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be a block from the Grok. Meteor Shower is not available, but this means that they will again take away the buffs from Access Esports. They always do this. And very importantly, BURMESE Ghouls having the lead right now, getting all the turrets as well as the buffs. Now, the glowing one is already available for this Chang'e.
There you go. It's going to be another clash here in the jungle. That is the last insanity being popped. That is a Numinum Blast as well to cancel out more engage for Team BURMESE Ghouls. But as I say this, they will just pick up one and they will be very disciplined. They will just disengage.
Just disengage, not being overly aggressive, not overextending against their opponents so that they will maintain this lead. Still 2,000 at this point. Kind of have to wonder, after 2 turret takes, it's still not a big lead from BURMESE Ghouls. This means that some members of Access Esports are actually farming well. Like, for example, the Masha, as well as the Lunox, they're having a good time. But, again, they should utilize their farm to defend their turrets at this point.
But again, in terms of tempo control, BURMESE Ghouls are the ones dictating where to fight and who to kill. And like this, Evil X even surviving with a slither of health. That is a Numinum Blast counter go, and this is too deep coming in for BURMESE Ghouls. But 2 heroes will fall down from each of the teams. BURMESE Ghouls underestimating that Lolita shield.
Yeah, there's just way too much defense. We will have the U-Mobile highlights this time. A very nice usage of the wild charge. However, they should not have been chasing this time. Of course, with the defense from the Lolita, able to run away, the Numinum Blast even connects, and it punished the members of BURMESE Ghouls.
That is indeed a nice flicker from Evil X to dodge out the second skill of this Chang'e, and it will give Access Esports the ability to come back from this small deficit right now. It's still an even ball game. I do feel that Access Esports, when we go up to 9 minutes, they will deal a lot of damage.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
It's very, very important. This time, gonna be the block on the drop. Now they will attempt to go for the turtle at this point. BURMESE GHOULS, they do have a lot of control around the turtle area, and they are able to take it very easily, extending their lead once again, and of course giving them a better chance of winning the team fights because of the turtle buff.
Yes, you are definitely right. But look at this, both of these carry players, the marksman is having a good time, just farming up along with one vet. The Bruno still doing nothing yet. But as you can see, in terms of scaling, the Bruno is better in terms of one-on-one against the carry, especially having the crits. But as I say this, Team Access Esports still buying time, pushing out the top tier 2 tower.
So instead of doing anything else, what Access Esports did was just to match the movements of BURMESE GHOULS. They just pushed the bottom lane, the top lane, when instead of defending the bottom lane, but it will be a clash. There's the middle blast. It's gonna hit up to one, but they are able to kill up another.
There you go. That is indeed a late glorious pathway, ladies and gentlemen. The fire is burning on the dance floor for Mr. Scott, but Bruno will shut down the Masha. And here comes a retaliation play coming in from BURMESE GHOULS. One by one. Shower in the meteor, says Kid 001. That is the flicker, and that is the ejector for the Lunox. And Bruno taking down the mage player.
What a play from BURMESE GHOULS. Very nice comeback. This is the replay, like we're saying right now. Could be a kill, of course. That's the Lumino Blast only connecting with one, but the Glorious Pathway actually helped them win this fight. They are able to take 2 kills, but because of their overextension, Access Esports actually lost more, and BURMESE GHOULS, of course, capitalized on this overextension from Access Esports.
Yes, and the range is just too far from Access Esports to reach Kid 001 and A002. Clutch, flicker in, coming in from the Jawhead to immediately respond to Access Esports disengage.
Means that the Lord will be in here for the taking for BURMESE GHOULS, slowly taking over this time with the Grok.
That is a
spotting out the members of Access Esports this time. Go for the Lord, of course, with the Bruno in there, they do have the damage. Berserker's Fury picked up by the Bruno, and the Divine Glaive for Kid on the Chango.
So you have the crits and you have the magic penetration. What can the Firaga and the Bulwark Shield do right now? 7-5 is the score, ladies and gentlemen. BURMESE GHOULS. They do want to set up the Lord. They're pushing out all of the lanes, and the Lord will go to the bottom lane. Kid 001 just popping all of these meteor showers to get all the pokes that they need.
Very aggressive maneuver coming out from the Hylas, but the Bruno is here. They're taking the damage. It's actually hurting the members of Access Esports. The Glorious Pathway is there, but the Hylas will still die. Will there be more coming out from Access Esports? No, because BURMESE GHOULS, all they wanted was the top tier 2 turret.
Yeah, they just want to push. That is a sacrificial play coming in from the support. But right now, the Lord is here onto the bottom side. That is another wild charge. Here comes the Lumino Blast. Kid flickering in. Unlikely, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes the push coming in from BURMESE GHOULS. They do want to end the game. That is another ejector play. Alley-oop coming in.
Shower.
Coming in from the Jawhead, and everyone is on the floor. Just like Bruno Mars. Triple kill from this Bruno.
Oh my goodness. This Bruno sang the song, and Access Esports, they danced all the way through it on cue, and now they're falling out. That's the wipeout, and of course the victory by BURMESE GHOULS.
Turn down the lights and close the door. Access Esports is on the floor.
My goodness.
Says Bruno, says A007, BURMESE GHOULS securing game number 1.
A very, very, very quick game. I was one-sided, I would say. Not in a way that they are always winning the fights, but one-sided in terms of map control. And in terms of the tempo as well, BURMESE GHOULS are controlling it. Why do I say by tempo control? It means that they're dictating the pace of the game.
Yes.
They decide where the fights will be.
Yes.
They decide where to push. And all that Axis Esports did was to overly react to what they are doing. And eventually, they lost all the grasp of the game.
I do like the decision making from Burmese Ghouls, exchanging a turtle for 2 towers.
Yeah.
Exchanging a tower for a turtle and a kill. So every time that they do that, they win. They win the exchange.
Yeah, definitely. And because of the trade-offs that are always favoring the members of Burmese Ghouls, eventually Axis Esports, they have lost economy.
Yes.
There was a time where they don't trail by a lot, right?
Yeah.
The lead in terms of gold wasn't that much.
Yes.
Because of course, maybe the Masha is able to get some farm as well as the Lunox.
Yes.
But of course, if they don't convert what they have in terms of gold into items that can defend against their opponents, you saw that Axis Esports slowly